You call it a fighter help. We took one mission. Hell, the war was almost backward over, and they sent us just shy of Japan, but they had a lot of fighter planes down lower and threw up. What do you call those pads that when they shoot them up in the air they explode? Huh?
You mean like a
fighters will shoot us, come up to a certain on the ground. The Japanese did that mostly.
Right.
Take off, and they'd have maybe 6, 8, 10 airplanes with a pilot and a co-pilot and a bomber aboard. But it was a small fighter plane. I mean, and they'd get up there, and then they start dropping those little bombs so that they'd explode at different altitudes on the area they thought you were going to bomb.
Oh, what were those called?
Huh?
What were those called?
There were explosions and with.
Were they called?
Huh?
Yeah, but what was the name for them?
They didn't have a name. They just carried these bombs, and the bombers carried them. I mean, the fighters carried them.
Right, the Zeros.
Yeah, then they had better planes later on, but at first they were Zeros. And then what they were, they carried these planes, and all they were was just plain white bombs, and they just bombed them to bomb an area or after a ship or something.
Right, right.
Yeah. And that's all they did. Us, we went after the product in the air, because we didn't believe it. Well, of course, they did one, the guys, they made the report. I didn't pay any attention to it until we got back. We came in and they said that they had taken a picture, but only at a different altitude, and that wasn't our target. But we did go around it, they said, because I didn't know when the hell to go around. They bombed them. All the, what do you call them? All the whores that lived there, the women.
Oh,
and the Japanese got to use them whenever they weren't fighting and needed help and needed kissing and crapping, and you know.
You mean the whorehouse?
Yeah, they had a place where they lived. And they used to laugh at us because they said, you should go in and take those guys out. But they said they weren't doing us any harm. Yeah, they had what they call a horse I talked to one guy that, of course, the war had been on a long time off, and we were waiting. I mean, it wasn't and he said that they had a place where, in the beginning of the war, now we were working a big area. Before they used to use little pinpot places. You know what I mean? Of towns. You don't understand what I'm saying?
No. What do you mean?
You don't know. That's right. What it is there's areas that you go in. They have airplanes there. They have places where they keep them undercover. They have them. They eat. They sleep. They work on targets.
You mean like a base, a military base?
Yeah, a base.
Yeah.
But it's out in an area that they're full target shop. You know what I mean?
And you would find them and bomb those.
We didn't try to. They did it at first, but before they found that wasn't too goddamn good.
Why?
Because they'd be set up on the bottom with guns, boom, 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 boom.
Oh.
And they would go in with smaller airplanes. You know what I mean?
Right.
2-cylinder, two
right.
engine.
Right.
Remember those famous airplanes that started in the beginning?
The Zeros.
Well, their Zeros and ours planes. Too.
Oh, what were our planes called?
They have pictures. I have a picture of one here.
You talking about the Mustang?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
They go in with no fighters.
Right.
They were fighters and bombers themselves.
They're both.
But they only dropped enough to...
Oh, you mean the 17?
No, they were fighter planes.
Oh.
But they carried gasoline special to fly a distance and carry a bomb and also be able to be conservative enough to shoot the guns at the other airplanes that would go after them.
Right.
There were more fighters and bombers in the beginning.
What were they called? What were those ones called?
They had a name for them, but they were actually fighter planes.
I know, but what were the names?
Made by one of them. They didn't give a shit if it was what kind of a plane it was.
No.